Oh, WWE 2K24 is heating up, y'all. We got some teasers today. We got some crazy My Faction news. I mean, it's pretty good news. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that we do have to talk about, man. But first off, as you guys see on the screen, Post Malone, he is looking good. We like the attire. He got the towel over his neck. You guys see that he got a pretty dope attire as well. He looks like a, I don't know, like I've said it before, he looks like a created wrestler with all the tattoos. It's actually fun. And based on his entrance, he looks like a high flyer. He looks like his moveset is going to be off the chains based on the way he's moving. Personally, like I stated before, graphically the game is on a different level already, so I'm not going to talk about that too much. This Post Malone looks amazing. Love it. Not thrilled about all of the personalities in this pack, but nonetheless, they're nailing them in terms of graphics and things like that. Just like we seen with Honky Tonk Man, the presentation, everything good. Post Malone, this is more like a fictionary thing, but they're nailing it as well. I think that this guy's going to have a crazy moveset based on the entrance that I've already seen. I definitely want to go on ahead and talk about these ratings. Mosh and Thrasher got a 76 overall rating. We did not get no entrance for them. We didn't get no teasers aside from the overall. I'm not someone who's critical on ratings because to me, it just don't matter. Ratings, I can care less about any day. It just don't matter to me. So seeing these ratings is like whatever because I know that I can edit them. So I definitely wanted to point them out. You got Mosh and Thrasher 76 overall. I know some of you guys are looking forward to playing with these characters, and that is a huge win for you guys. So definitely want to put that out there. Going into My Faction, guys, we have 64-bit characters that are persona cards that have been marketed, announced, whatever it is. 2K must really be making some decent money from My Faction as when you go and look, it's being marketed on WWE TV. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's huge for My Faction because it's getting more eyes on the product, the mode, all of that. But you have My Faction, Bianca Belair, and Asuka, 64-bit cards. And I think that that is a pretty interesting thing. It is something fresh that is coming to the game and something that I think that can pull some more people in. It looks like we're getting PS1 models in this game, which, like I said, it's fresh, it's cool, it's something that I could have gone without, but I also think that it's something that is appealing to the game, is fresh, something people want to actually, you know, maybe indulge in. Right now, this is something that is being tested. This is something new. We've never seen anything like this before. All we're used to seeing is different attires, theme songs, and stuff like that. But these 64-bit characters, we haven't really seen them before. Now, we've talked about My Faction cards. We've talked about people spending $800, $900, $1,000. Woo! That's a lot of money. But when you bring that up, how much are these cards going to cost? Are these cards going to be any easier to get? The one thing, man, that I would like to see with these My Faction cards are basically sets. But even if the main cards are not available, like through live events and stuff like that, you have like 3-4 cards that you're going to get the 64-bit persona card that are not huge names that you can use in the game just so you can see how they look. Give us that access. Make it more accessible to us. When you look at these persona cards, man, you want to go and get them. You want to spend, you know, a little bit of money. Some people do, some people might not, but you want to see, you know, some persona cards in action. But then you see Seth Rollins' persona card, who has been sitting there since day one of launch. We're about close to 4 months into the game, and you just can't get that Seth Rollins still. You got to really just continue pulling packs. So I just want it to be a little bit easier to attain those cards. Just like I've mentioned before, I think that persona cards are something that have so much potential, and especially when you see something like this, the 64-bit stuff, I think that that is great for the game. You just seeing different things that are fresh, things that we haven't seen before. I think it's awesome. So if they can capitalize off this attention that they're constantly getting when putting out these persona cards and make it more attainable, more easier, bring the odds a little bit higher just so people have a better chance at pulling these cards, that would be a win for everybody. I just want to see the game succeed. I want to see this mode flourish and all of that. So that's one thing that you definitely want to see as part of this game. But before we go, in My Faction, they released a Randy Orton card that you have to get through oddities, and it is Randy Orton 2009. Again, oddity cards going back to Seth freaking Rollins. We still don't have that Seth Rollins, or some people don't, because you have to pull most of the actual oddity cards through packs. Is that going to be the case with Randy Orton? Most likely. It is an 89 overall Amethyst card, which at the end of the day, that is a great overall, great card. I'm sure that he's going to be freaking awesome for those that do understand My Faction, the badges, the mode, all of that. I think that it is a win for the My Faction community, but how hard will it be to get this card? I think that's basically the problem here. You look at these cards that we're getting, these Persona cards, and the only thing that goes through your mind when you see this, because based on the past history of the release of these cards, how hard is it going to be to get this card? Or, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where there's the content, but is the content accessible to the, you know, average person that plays this game? And I think that's where the issue lies when it comes to My Faction and all of this. Now, the oddity cards, they haven't made it clear on how to get this Randy Orton. I do wish that it was a Persona card. I think eventually we will get a Persona card Randy Orton. That time is just not now. They wanted to make it this way. I'm not sure why. Maybe we get a Persona card Randy Orton in live events at some point. They still haven't given us too many live events with Persona cards. Sheamus was the only one that I can think of for a Persona card that comes to the top of my head at the moment. If there has been any more, let me know down below, man. I definitely want to see these win, even if they're not big names. You know what I'm saying? You got a Trick Williams 2022 there that you got to sit there and gain oddity cards for. It would be amazing if that Trick Williams was part of a live event and then we had him in the game. There's just things here and there, man, that you just want to see the mode do, but they still refuse to do so. And that's just what it is, man. This DLC is looking promising. You have the patch, or the potential patch, the DLC. It's looking good. Can we see a surprise with this DLC? Because these next two DLC packs are not going to be that great. Most likely. I have high hopes for him because I think that it is something that we are going to continue seeing soon. I think that just getting these next DLC packs, they seem to want to throw surprises in there as of late. Hopefully they keep that same energy, because these packs will most definitely need that extra oomph when talking about, you know, the release and everything that's coming out with them, especially when we talk about that Pat McAfee pack. Nonetheless, DLC looking good. This My Faction news, I think it is good. We just have to see how are we going to have to attain these cards, or if we're going to have to spend money. Xavier Woods on the Up Up Down Down channel will be giving us an in-depth look at this My Faction program, so I am excited to see what's next in this program, if there's any more. I'm sure there is some more, because they already have Asuka and Bianca. Maybe they throw in a couple wrestlers in there. Will be good to see. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for the support on this journey. We're very close to 8K. Make sure to hit that sub button. I'm gonna catch y'all. Peace.